Zoe,
What?
the Red Sox finally did something worth talking about
Did
this
they?
offseason today. They did.
I saw the name. I got excited. Then I read it. Then I got less excited.
Well, therein lies the whole thing. Like, what exactly is Theo Epstein going to be doing for the Fenway Sports Group? Because if you missed the announcement today, he is back. He is joining the Fenway Sports Group. An official statement put out by management today that says that he is going to be a senior advisor, three-time World Series champion baseball executive, joining the ownership group.
Dwight Schrute.
He has been appointed to the role of senior advisor to the company, which owns the Red Sox, Liverpool, Penguins, RFK Racing, Boston Common Golf. In this position, it says, Epstein will advise Fenway Sports Group owners John Henry, Tom Werner, Mike Gordon, and Sam Kennedy on the company's sporting operations across the portfolio and consult on strategic growth and investment initiatives. That sounds like, as I said earlier, the Isaiah Thomas, Theo has no responsibilities here whatsoever.
It's too broad. Yeah, it's too broad, and it would be more baseball specific if you gave him an actual baseball term. I don't care what the term is. Make one up. Hey, we brought him back to help reignite what we've been missing here. To everything that Sam Kennedy has stood there and called you liars to think that they weren't all in, or the whole full throttle thing. Theo would say, maybe don't say full throttle.
Right.
Or you know what you guys should do? Turn on your radios. Listen to how the baseball team is not talked about or how they're talking about you. Fire your social media team. What else would you say, Milliken? More stuff, right?
Spend money.
But beyond spend money. I mean, that's the number one thing. But
Yeah, it's all those things. That's exactly
understand
what you are.
your
You're
fan
irrelevant.
base. You
Don't call
forgot
them
where
liars.
you're from. Right.
Don't call your fan base liars when the people who are your event for winter weekend are the people who care more than anyone. They're paying for $100 pass to go to Springfield to
They
listen to you guys
drove
talk.
with a full tank of gas to go to Springfield to pay to get in, to sit there and see what you put on stage.
Pay attention when your most loyal fans are booing you when you take the stage. That's a pretty good message to take away from that. John Henry, in this press release today, with his strategic mind, leadership, and unwavering passion for sports,
Sports, not baseball. Sports.
Theo brings invaluable assets that will drive us forward across our diverse enterprises, especially in our sporting operations across hockey.
I don't care.
EPL football and baseball. Baseball comes third behind the soccer team and the Penguins.
He can't get out of his own effing way. They see Theo Epstein. What do you think of? Baseball. You think of baseball.
Is Theo going to play goal for the Penguins next year?
This is insulting. This is insulting to him.
Theo, huge Penguins guy.
Hey, how's he
big soccer guy apparently too?
Is he an F1 guy? Does he like seeing the cars turn left? Huh? Do they go fast? Is he into golf? Does he know about the Saudis? Does he know about golf? Does he know about LIV and the PGA Tour? Huh? I don't think so.
I think there were two paths, right, when he left the Cubs a few years back. It was, is he going to be the commissioner one day, or does he want to be an owner for a sports team? That kind of route. Well, we saw this summer, Rob Manfred got the extension. He's going to be the commissioner of baseball through 2029. So this is his way to start getting into ownership. Obviously, he doesn't have the money to buy a full team.
This is why I'm excited about this. It's not because I think Theo is going to come in and turn around the Red Sox and help Craig Breslow, because this press release does not indicate that he has anything to do with the daily operations or helping to find players or anything like that.
Well, he's the only one that gave the recommendation on Breslow, right?
Yes,
And
Breslow is one of his guys. He hired him out in Chicago, and he was a big part of him getting the job here. There's no question about that. What excites me about this is that this may be the light at the end of the tunnel, that John Henry's ownership is coming to an end, that this starts the process here, that Theo comes in as a minority owner, right? He kind of gets that on his resume, and that he and Sam Kennedy, now, they don't have the money to buy the Red Sox. No. You would have to have, mega billions to even consider buying the Fenway Sports Group out of the Red Sox.
But you have the mentality to have a front.
But could they do what Jeter did down in Miami, where you're the front person with some heavy-handed investors behind you?
Yep.
Absolutely. And I think we're probably a few years away from Theo Epstein being the leader of the ownership group and Henry and Werner hitting the road.
Yeah, your baseball team's at a critical juncture right now. There's massive problems. And the last thing you want to hear when you reintroduce Theo Epstein's name back into the Boston market is talk about your other sports that you're invested in. I don't want to hear about Liverpool. I don't want to hear about the hockey team. I don't want to hear about F1. I don't want to hear about Roush Racing. I don't want to hear about any of that. I don't want to hear about LeBron. I want to hear about this guy saved your ass. This guy helped you break an 86-year-old curse. This guy went and broke it and won one with the Chicago Cubs. W flags everywhere.
You hired a baseball executive,
Yes.
and your press release is all about
You mentioned your other portfolio, your diverse enterprises across your sporting operations, and you put hockey first.
He doesn't hear I'm a hockey guy.
I know you
I
are.
I wouldn't think to put hockey first on the list of Fenway Sports Group properties.
Can you have a more tone-deaf owner? Seriously. No, he's helped you win. They've won 4 titles. I get it. But given the kickback and the lack of approach to this offseason with this baseball team and pulling back on ticket prices and the full throttle joke, and then your president calling people liars, you roll out your portfolio in front of everybody at this press release. Tone deaf.
The timing of it, too. It's right after Corbin Burns gets traded to the
Thank
Orioles
you.
last night. One of the
good
biggest
for them.
moves that you were
What did we just
connected
talk
to.
about the Orioles
That was
yesterday?
exactly it.
2 billionaires are going to take over. Screw you. We're going to get a frontline starter. Baltimore's going to win more.
Didn't even think twice about it. I think the only hope.
Care. He doesn't know.
Yeah, the only hope in RJ, I think Theo one day becoming owner would be awesome. Yeah. There's been a very big issue since Dave Dombrowski left, and when Chris Sale got that contract extension, John Henry and that crew were all against it. They were not interested in it. It was Dave Dombrowski who held him to the fire. Obviously, it cost him his job less than 12 months later. Since then, you've had Chaim Bloom, who never hired another advisor, someone that could help him push John Henry and force him to make moves. You have another guy in Craig Breslow, who's a first-year guy, who also doesn't have that kind of credibility. He doesn't have a Hall of Fame resume to say, this is why you need to do this. Hopefully, Theo, being a senior advisor here, can maybe be someone that gets in his ear just a little bit. Say, hey, Jordan Montgomery's in your state. His wife's working here. Scott Boras is crying through the media because the Rangers have a TV deal that fell through and they can't get their money right. Why don't you pay him? It's just money.
See,
if those two young guys can't do it, maybe Theo can be a voice there.
Yeah, but I don't know how big of a is he going to be involved in Red Sox operations at all? I mean, they're talking about other things, and even his quote in the press release is about this giving him an opportunity to get involved in other things outside of baseball. You know, he talks about the special connection he has with the organization and the ownership group that he's had throughout the years. But he says, in this role, I will not be the one making decisions. I will be the one asking questions, offering opinions, building trust, and supporting the terrific people of FSG, not of the Red Sox, but FSG.
Oh, God, he's even talking FSG.
Yes. And this is truly a unique opportunity for me, a chance to partner with people who mean a lot to me, a chance. So
it's like Tom Brady stuff, doing
a chance
deals with
to
F1
challenge
over
myself in
soccer.
new arenas. A chance to challenge myself in new arenas, to use my experience and perspective to help others succeed and win at the highest level. I don't think, listen, if they were bringing him in as a baseball executive, this is a home run, right? Everybody can get behind this.
Yes.
But they're bringing him in as a Fenway Sports Group executive, and those are two very different things.
This is Tom Brady, Tony Robbins, expand our horizons, branch out, become better people, learn to live with. Oh, God. Somebody down the road. Oh.
I think just being a sounding board, as he did mention in there, though, just being someone, it's a chance. I'm not saying I think it's going to happen, but to have a Hail Mary when you have Sam Kennedy, who has no problem delivering these messages, and we know how tight Sam and Theo are. They are as close as friends could possibly get. Is there a mole in there now that can kind of change the language, change the word, and just add a little fire?
I think Theo is there to spend the next 2 or 3 years building up his consortium that will ultimately buy out Henry's group.
But if that's the case...
And he can do that from inside, and that will help him with the connections that he needs to put the money together.
But if that's the case where he's building up towards becoming an owner, then the Red Sox should be front of mind when he's having these conversations just about the portfolio. Because if that's where his eyes are set, well, that's what you're hoping to build towards and have it in a good spot.
Yeah, but the better the team is, the more expensive it's going to get.
It ain't changing either way. It's going to be expensive no matter what. It's Boston Red Sox, premier franchise.
They win another World Series. You can just add another $1 billion onto it. It's like he's got, there's a limit to what he's going to be able to find.
Ain't his money. It's going to be who's investing.
He's going to be licking gelato with Henry and Pizzuti. Oh, God.